Oh, sort out the hair. Surprise live. Did not plan this. Going a bit early today. Let's see. Trying something new. Say hi to all of those on playback. Good to see you. Just try to sort my phone out. I'll sort my own phone out. There we go. I'm trying the new Aldi dupe of Reese's Pieces. I reckon this is a Reese's Pieces dupe. What do you think? Hi, Tiana. Hi, Karen. Yeah, gone a bit early today because I could, and I'm tired. Trying this. It's not bad. I'd have that again. Right. Down to work. Aloha. I am going to start with some whips that are just sitting next to me and causing clutter. I mean, this one, I'm not sure what happened, but I literally just didn't tuck in my ends. That's it. So yeah, how are you guys today? How do you feel about the earlier time? We actually got the kids in bed at a reasonable hour. All right. There we go. And I can say I finished my first crochet project on a live within, are we within the first minute? No, within the first 2 minutes. There you go. Done. Sorry about the light. It's really, really bright. But yeah, pop him there because technically we finished him. The next thing I found, this guy just needs a spine. I don't know. Don't know why he didn't get a spine. I think it's this one. Yeah. Let's finish you, mate. This is going to be like the quickest finishes in a live ever. We are also body doubling my wife this evening. She is finally sorting out the business boxes because our kitchen renovation starts tomorrow and the kitchen needs to move into the storage area. It's going to be fun. Never had a kitchen renovated like this before. Certainly going to be interesting. Any tips? Well welcomed. Yeah. What's everybody else crocheting? When's my next market? When's our next one? The 8th?
Yeah.
And is it 2 days?
Yeah.
8th of August, and it's 2 days long. So we have a little while. But I finished my NHS job Friday and have some time off of the NHS until mid-August. So have plenty of time to get some crochet done and make some videos. You rarely have whips, even if you're not enjoying something, you can't stop mid-project. Oh, we are very different people. I don't know. I can't blame the kids because I stop even when the kids aren't around. So yeah, you're trying to adapt the dragon as you felt the head was the wrong direction. I very rarely stick to exactly what the pattern says. Most of them get an adaptation or two. So I'm with you there. Hi, Sharon. Hello. Yeah, a bit early today because I had the opportunity. And why not? Why not? This axle finished. Okay. They quick as that. Why didn't I do that at the time? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I can still hear my son. screaming. I'm hoping next week we will be in the yarn room. It needs a really good sort out, which is going to happen this week. And I'm hoping the temperature will drop so it's tolerable. But yeah, I was getting a nice big sort out this week, which hopefully will be in a vlog of some descript. You're eating your dinner. Lovely. We had Costco pizza on the run this evening. We put the leftovers back as well for later. It's disgusting, but yeah. It's cheap and easy. And I'm getting fluff all over my keyboard. Fluff gets everywhere. There we go. Righty-ho. There's been quite a lot of good content, crochet content this week, which has been fun to watch. Good for lunch breaks. Good for lunch breaks. And did everybody see my video on Friday? London Pride was certainly an interesting one. And yeah. Hello, you do have a live. Hello, Maria. We're a little bit early today, but why not? I hadn't prepped a thumbnail. I was actually very, very fortunate that we got a video this week. My internet died Wednesday?
No, it was Thursday.
Thursday. Happy, but yeah. The internet died Thursday because the driveway guy broke the cable. And I, for some reason, uploaded my video on Wednesday, which I never, ever do. Never have it ready in time. Never get it uploaded that early. And I did it this week and I thought, oh, okay. And then the internet cuts out the next day. So, yeah, it was very, very fortunate. There we go. Second project, and it's only 7 minutes. That's not bad, I don't think. Right. We might even have a whole little cohort up here by the end. Fabulous market. Yeah, it was. London Pride was, I can't even describe it. Epic? Epic. Chaos. Very claustrophobic. Who do I watch for my crochet content? I watch Crochet Vision. This week it was Crochet Vision, Raining Charms, Passionate Kelsey. I think everybody watches her. And who else did I watch this week? Can't remember. It's been a lot. You have bad news. You've fractured your hand and going to the fracture clinic to see if you've also done your right arm. Oh, Sharon. I'm sorry. That really sucks. I don't know what I'd do if I couldn't crochet.
Let's never find out.
Yeah, let's not find out. My brain would go into overdrive. Yeah. So this whip is still attached. I think it literally has one more row to do. You've got to stuff it and one more row. That's it. Why do I not finish things? Why do I not finish things? Well, you need to rest everything, Sharon. Otherwise, you'll risk hurting it in the future. You have to start to watch it, but I've not finished it. That's all right. Plenty of time. Hi, Elaine. Have I any helpful tips for starting to crochet with chenille yarn? Oh, you have a positive pigeon kit. Tips. Go by the feel of it. I feel my stitches as well as see them, but I can feel the divots. So I can, where the top of the stitch sits, you can feel the divot much easier with chenille yarn than you can with, say, acrylic or cotton. So go by the feel of the divots and use a stitch marker. Would be a big one. What else? What else with chenille yarn? Patience. Lots and lots of patience and practice. In the kits, there should be plenty of yarn, enough to make some mistakes. So don't be worried if you have to cut a bit off. We prepared for that. I think you've got an extra almost 10 meters of yarn to play with. Almost, I think, if I remember correctly. So, yeah. So don't worry about making mistakes and having to cut a bit out. Coastal Crochet mentioned me this week. I haven't seen her video yet. But she messaged me and said I'd inspired her to make her own kits. So I'm really pleased to see what she comes up with. And yeah, it's certainly been an interesting process, but I love it. And I think it's going to hopefully be more sustainable. One of my many, many things I have to do in the next 4 weeks, because I have 4 weeks off now, is get my patterns up on Etsy. Get the 2 new kits that I want to do, so the mallard and the bee, up, well, designed and up. The mallard is almost finished design-wise. I just haven't quite decided where I want to put the white strip, because I did the mallard with you last week. And since then, I've made 2 more, thinning out the strip, but putting it in different places. And I still haven't decided which I prefer. I might put a post on the community page at some point with some pictures to see what people prefer. I think I know which one I like. I'm just not 100% sure yet. Scissors. You missed doing it happen when your dog saw a cat. Oh, dogs on the lead. My dog is terrible on the lead. She's just badly trained. Well, she's not really trained, to be fair. We got kicked out of puppy classes. Yeah. My dog sees a cat and just legs it because she's not on a lead most of the time when we're out walking. Can't do it. She just drags. But it's not actually an uncommon way to break things. I see it a lot. The dog pulling you over. All right. So this guy is a budgie. He's an adaptation of my Chicky Chap kit. And I will be releasing patterns for the budgie alongside the chick. It's just a simple color change, that's all. All of the stitches are absolutely identical. Let's fit a shape in. But isn't he cute? This one's my favorite. I like the yellow and green ones, but the white and blue, hands down, my favorite. Oh, we're doing well. Look at this live. 3. Hey, sit, stay. Deserves a bit more chocolate, if you ask me. So for those of you that missed it at the beginning, I am trying. I was given this for my birthday. It is from Aldi. It's a peanut butter chocolate. I think it's like a Reese's Pieces dupe. So yeah, I don't know how much it cost, but it will be a lot cheaper. Actually, it's pretty nice. Right. I can't do that on a live. That takes too much counting. Sorry. Shouldn't eat on a live. You can't talk. It's hard when chocolate is sitting right there. I've got 2 more budgies to make. Or I can move on to the other project I was going to do. I was going to make some itty bitty snakes in a few colours. Should I do 1 more of these guys? Or should I just move on to snakes? What do you reckon? I think I'll do 1 more of these. Don't want it to get boring though. Where'd I get to? Hi, Norfolk Bell on your other half's laptop, not your account. That's going to be weird seeing a different name. You think that's hilarious getting kicked out of puppy class? Yeah. So it was 2020, before COVID. Before COVID? No. After the first wave of COVID lockdowns, we got our dog. We'd already planned to get her before COVID happened. And then I took her to puppy training classes, to do my best and get the best we could. And she was so badly behaved and distracting all the other dogs. So after a couple of classes, we got put in the corner, which made it worse. And she got even more distracting and jumpy and barking and all sorts. And the teacher took me to one side and said, I think we'll give you a refund for your last classes. I think you should probably not bring her back. And that was it. And in hindsight, I probably should have, found another class. But then second lockdown hit and we just never did it again. So yeah, my dog got kicked out of puppy classes. I didn't think that was possible. 6 and 8. Tiny bit of counting in this one. Right. You're on holiday and the internet's not great. But you're on holiday. Holiday's great. Where are you? What's the temperature? Is it sunny? Is it nice? How's the pool? Is there a pool? Or is it beach? Or traveling? You can tell I need a holiday. You keep getting snakes. Go to snakes. I started the budgie now. I'll do a snake in a minute. Why not eat on Alive? You might even get yourself some chocolate too. Do. Chocolate's good. I love chocolate. Terrible for you, but tastes great. If she is outside, just say darts and she comes back and lucky you didn't hit the floor as you have a hedge nearby where it happened. Well, at least it's just your wrist. Otherwise, or just your arm. Could have been your head. Could have been a lot worse. It's easy for me to say. I hope you feel better. Snakes, great for scrap yarn. Not that you've tried. I love making snakes. I make the itty bitty ones and they are almost out. I think there's one left, and the only reason there's one left is because we thought we'd sold out and couldn't find this one. So yeah, I think I've got one blue one left. So we're going to make some other colours and I'm going to mix and match and do what I feel like, really. And then it's up to the other half to figure out the labelling system. You brought your PC to his for your holiday, but then lighting up to you forgot the power lead. I didn't get home from work. I'm okay. So you're on holiday as well. Everybody's on holiday. I hope you're having a lovely time. I'm not jealous. And Porto, staying in family home where there is 24 home, so you don't have all the stresses of daily life, which is what I find is the nicest part about holiday. Okay. We have been allowed in our garden now, which is fantastic. The grass has been down for 2.5 weeks. We're allowed to tread on it and it's lovely. It has taken in the heat wave, and I cannot believe how lucky we are. Yeah. 7. Yeah. I've been mucking around outside, which is nice, and I will be getting some crochet content hopefully soon. Come up with some video ideas for being in different places, which is quite nice. Because over the summer we're hoping to do loads of stuff, loads of outings, and also enjoy our newly renovated garden. Very excited. Very excited. So does anybody else have any markets planned or events or anything interesting? 1, 2. It's in your hometown of Lowestoft. Holiday for you is no different from being at home. Just different falls. You're basically feeding your kids just in a different location. Is how I feel sometimes. I pay money to do events and things. They're like, I'm hungry. I'm like, okay, let's sit down and eat then, and not do what we came here to do. But yeah, quite often I find I'm just paying to feed them somewhere else. And there we go. Kitty's little feet. Nothing until September. We have got 4 big events coming up. So we're doing one on the 8th and 9th of August. Then we have, I think, 3 weekends off. And then we have 3 back-to-back events that are fairly big events. One of them, actually 2 of them we've done before and have previously been 4-figure weekends. So fingers crossed. The other one we haven't done before. But it's another Pride event. It's a single day and it's quite a small one. So we shall see. We shall see if it's worth doing. Sometimes an event is worth doing because the day is fun and it doesn't feel as much like work. But for me, I'm now pretty much on kid duty, so shouldn't be doing much selling except for a bit of vlog content. I tend to film myself selling when the other half goes to the loo. That's my job. 100%, yeah, feeding them just in a different location. Oh, ice cream time, huh?
You can have one.
I'll have one later.
I'm about to say I didn't offer you one.
No.
Busy.
Yeah. She's come in eating a fake feast. Does everybody else remember feasts? I cannot find them at all nowadays. Or they changed. They're not chocolatey on the inside. They're like vanilla. But they do a dupe called Fiestas in Aldi, which are a bit different. They're like caramelly on the inside, but they taste amazing. So when they grow up and want to cook for you. I never wanted to cook. So I grew up and still don't cook for my mum, bless her. I'd rather take her out to dinner than cook for her. Or I get the wife to cook. I don't do the cooking. I'll do the cleaning, I'll do the laundry, I'll pay the bills, I'll do the crochet, I'll do the heavy lifting and the driving, but I don't cook. So yeah. That is your husband is eating ice cream. Well, I think finish a plushie, then I get to have a little bit of chocolate. That's my plan. I'll put the orange away and I'm not finished with it. I used my scissors to open a box or to cut cable ties at London Pride, and ever since they've been blunt as anything, which makes me really sad because I really like my scissors. These are Hobbycraft scissors. They're like multicolored ones, tiny and a couple of quid, but really good scissors. All right, let's give this guy a beak. Okay. Sitting here eating chocolate. So, Itty Bitty Snakes is the next project, and I have a few colour options. We can do, I think, an orange one, like a tealy coloured one, a purpley violety kind of colour, I think. Or what else have I got? I could probably do a green one as well. What colour would be your preference? Oh, we got a vote for teal. Good choice. The teal ones do sell very quickly, but then they all sell, really. Just got to find the right person for the right colour. Just one vote for teal. Looks like teal will win. Where's my snaps? Greens seem to sell best. You've been on holiday to Great Yarmouth holiday camp called Vauxhall. Update. That camp looks great. That sounds lovely. We do mostly sort of haven kind of holiday parks usually. Nice static caravan. Oh, green. Okay, 1 teal, 2 green. Have I tried the All From Jade's weighted amigurumi buddies? I haven't. Doing weighted items and testing them would require a bit more reading than I have the brain power to do, I think, this year. It might be something I broach for next year, but I haven't got it in me to do a whole load of testing. So yeah, we'll see. I usually do my testing like in the winter. So, and I usually do a load of items and then test them all at once. And we'll see. We will see. Yeah, most of them are washable. It's also, I think you've got to do the digital test to try and get in them. Mostly I give things just to my kids and see if they can get their fingers in. But I don't ever put anything in my plushies apart from the stuffing. Yeah. Teal times 4. You've done the dumplings and chicken. I always liked like the sushi and the dumplings and the food. The fruit bowl that we have usually does quite well. But I've done other foods and things and they've never sold brilliantly for me. Yeah, the fruit bowl works, but nothing else really has. Maybe if I did like a sushi station or something, that could work, depending upon the event. Mostly people just go for the cutesy stuff. The other half is expelling gas. Don't know if you can hear it, but yeah, really. Well, just in case people heard it, I would like them to know it's not me.
I was questioning the terminology, not
What, expelling gas as opposed to burping? For my scissors to try and sharpen them, cut aluminium with them. Cut aluminium? You finished your Pepsi can yet?
No. And also, with the size of those scissors, I'd try tin foil.
Tin foil's, not that strong.
But we've got the extra strong kind.
Fair dues. I don't know. I've never tried it. Better out than in.
That one can stay.
Yeah. Better out than in, I suppose. Right. Let's finish up this guy. See what I mean? Yeah. Usually it's the first snip.
Well, just get the new pair.
You've got my new pair? Yes, please. Apparently my new pair have arrived.
They're in that box I bought.
Then yes, please. I'll have a new pair. She did a Hobbycraft order because our lucky dip box has broken. And she ordered me a new pair of scissors. Sorry, in the US tin foil. I think we've got extra strong tin foil. You need some scissors to get into my scissors. There you go. Can't break them more than they're broken.
More of it.
I'm curious now. It's like an unboxing.
Given the size of the box and the size of your scissors.
Yeah, turn it around a sec. Okay, so this is the box for my new scissors. I think they went a bit OTT. Baking group is going to help you wrap the blankets of Christmas presents for the elderly. As well as a cafe too. Oh, that's really sweet. That's very sweet. What Christmas presents? Is it blankets? Oh, wrap the blankets. I don't know how people have the patience for blankets. I really wish I did. Although I do like quite a monotonous project though. But I very rarely I think I've finished 2 or 3 in my entire crochet career. And that's only because I promised my sister I would. Because they were for my niece and nephew. And then there's one that's not finished because I haven't weaved in the ends. Oh, new scissors. They look exactly like the old ones. Okay.
Give them a bit more.
All right. Now we can't get these confused. All right. want to cut something now, but
Don't need to.
don't need to. Well, we can cut this bit. Ready? Oh, back to the snip. Okay, I'm happy. Hobbycraft, guys, Hobbycraft. Couple of quid. Fantastic scissors. Not sponsored. Just a big fan. Not of the yarn section, though. They don't have much tested chenille yarn. Right, there we go. Budgie number 2 for the live. You sit. Oh, fancy. Fancy. Right, snake time. Now, I think green won it by 1 vote because I don't think teal times 4 counts. But I'll do a green one. And then if I've still got any oomph left in me, we'll do a teal one, or we'll start a teal one. I don't know how long these take me. I can't remember. So the green options I've got down here anyway. Do I have any black? Did I bring? Oh, I do have black. Good. Okay. Right. Nope. I think it's going to have to be those. Hang on. Those two. The little light mint and the dark colour. I don't think the other one works as well.
Oh, I think the dark and the light.
Yeah, that one and that one. Right. You're back to your own name. You're making blankets currently because you cannot settle on a project right away. You missed your premiere arts delivery. I have a whole bunch of yarn upstairs that needs unboxing. That's a little hint for this week's video. So yeah, I was going to film it the other day, but some unexpected things happened and I couldn't. So it's probably a tomorrow job. Hi, Sharon. Nice hat. Thank you very much. Got it cut this week. Trying a new hairdresser because mine quit. So we'll see. He's just got home. Right. Get the chocolate off my hands. Just started a crochet blanket from Bella Coco tutorial. Oh, what one? Can you link it? Let's link it. Right. This pattern is the Itty Bitty Snake pattern by someone. Hang on. Itty. This is the one. I can never remember the first bit of the pattern. It's by Saucy Puffin Crafts. I love that name. And she uses Premier Parfait Chunky. But this is the closest I think I have. And this is the yarn I use anyway. I can never remember the beginning. I always have to pull up the pattern. And it sort of alternates and has 4 stripes down it. And it's just super cute. So I highly recommend this pattern. They turn out really tiny and adorable. I think 3, 4. Right, yep. Use stitch marker. And I use safety eyes in these as well. I'm starting to get a bit lazy with my embroidery. When I got comfortable putting safety eyes in things, I tend to use them more and more. What did I say? Okay, let's get this started. Just, are you allowed to stay if you're knitting? Oh, yeah, of course. I don't have anything against knitting. I just am not very good at it. My tension is too tight and I get to the point where I can't actually fit the needle in the stitch. And I'm not actually joking when I say yarn has actually gone out the window when I've been knitting. Not for a long time, even before I met my other half, but it has actually gone out the window. I was in a flat, not on the ground floor. So yeah, me and knitting don't get on. You're doing cream and lilac granny squares. You've made 25 3-round squares. Join as you go, and you're so bored. I'm not surprised. I don't think I could do it. I am doing, well, I say I'm about 2 squares in, which for me is good. A large granny square blanket, like plain granny squares, for our bed at home. It's a request from the other half. I started it about a year ago, and like I say, I've done 2 whole granny squares for it so far, which for me is fantastic. So 2 granny squares a year, super king size bed, emperor size duvet. It should be finished by the time we're about 150, I think. It's a reasonable projection of time with granny squares. Yeah. I'm just not very patient. Not very patient. The elderly from the home visit the cafe for a drink and something to eat. And Christmas time, they sang the Christmas carol. Oh, I'm really pleased. I love it when people get together and can do things and make people happy at Christmas. I love Christmas. The whole of December, I'm doing all sorts of Christmas activities with the kids now. It's just fun. I just like going into a shop and seeing all the Christmas decorations, not necessarily buying any, but yeah, just walking through the aisles with all the lights. It's just really cute. All right. We are on row 4. Hi, sorry for being late. No worries. We were early. Decided to go early this time purely because, as I said, the kids were in bed and I was sitting down making the thumbnail, which, as you'll probably see, is almost identical to last week's thumbnail. It was done in a bit of a rush because we've only just got internet back. And yeah, thought, why not just go live now? Would if you knew how, but it's corner to corner, left-handed. You knit faster. I bought some knitting needles to try crocheting a beanie. No, bought some knitting needles to try knitting a beanie for my nan-in-law. She is 94 and she is tiny. She is 4 foot nothing. Really tiny lady, and she can't get a hat that fits her head. She's found kids' hats, but they've all got characters on or pom-poms. She tried taking the pom-pom off and the whole thing just dismantled. And she was just like, I just don't have a hat that fits my head. So I got asked if I could make one for her. And let's just say her head was cold last winter. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll try it again this year. We'll see. I love my army of friends behind. This is everyone we have finished on the live so far. This guy literally just needed a couple of ends putting in. I don't know why I didn't do that. This guy needed his spines. This guy needed one more round. And this guy only had his white bit done. So we've got the crew of finished projects on this live. Right, I'm going to that can't be right. Oh, God, bloody echo. Poorly trained dog. Someone walked past the window. That's what happened. Wait. And then she'll gruffle for a couple of minutes. But yeah. What size eyes do I use for the Penguin Pal? I use 12mm. Yep, I either embroider them or I use a 12mm eyes. I use 12mm for most of my things. I just don't like smaller eyes. I've tested my 12mm in lots of different capacities with lots of different toys, and I trust them and I know them. And I've tested other sizes with other brands, not the brand I use now, and they have failed for me in the past, and they're just not as good. And I don't know if that was the brand or the size, but I found something that works, and I'm just reluctant to change. But I have ordered some new eyes that should be coming with the yarn haul. So I've ordered a whole bunch more 12mm because, as I said on my last, I'm running low and I don't like running low. And when I ordered those, I think I've ordered some 20mm plain black eyes because I've only got the glitter ones and I've never tried just plain black. So I've ordered some 20mm ones, which I'm going to test and see what they do. Because there are some plushies where I'm like, I don't want to put a glitter eye on you. I think you need just a pure black eye. So then I've embroidered a bigger eye. But I'd like to have some eyes that I can use. So we're giving these a try. All right. So yeah, we'll give those a try and see what they're like. But I don't have very many sizes because I don't use many. Hi from England to Calgary. You like doing granny square blankets as long as the squares are all different. So in the granny square blanket that I do eventually plan to do, they will all be sort of different in the sense of different colors, but they will all be the same pattern. We're doing it with yarn. So I want hand-dyed yarn, worsted weight, that we buy when we go on holiday. So I get the hanks, spend a little bit of money on them, and they're really super nice. And then I'm making the granny squares from those. So yeah, it's single crochet. That's right. Yeah, so that's the change I make, is they're from different skeins of yarn, but they're the same pattern. And also I'm using a smaller hook. Size 4 hook. It takes ages. But I think it'll be worth it when it's done because it's going to be beautiful. It'll be worth a blooming fortune. And then we'll probably be like, oh, it's so precious, we can't even use it. So yeah. What pattern do I use for the itty bitty snakes? I use the itty bitty snake pattern by Saucy Puffin Crafts. Yeah, we all enjoyed that name. Right, this I find is the hardest bit of the snake pattern, putting the eyes in the right place. I've had some wonky eyes in my time. Right. So yeah, I use 12mm. They're from Tactile Crafts, and they are nearly impossible to put on without a safety eye tool. But in a way, for me, I prefer that because they're in really, really well. All right, dude. What do you reckon? I think they're straight. I've made a fair few of these now. This yarn has got like a little bit of fluff on it. Give them a trim. Trim his nose up. Right. Yeah. Someone asked me in the comments of the live last time where I got my safety eye tool. Amazon. I think if you just put safety eye tool into Amazon, this one comes up, and I ordered it and I've never had an issue. I love it. Sometimes you have to just get it at the right angle, but I don't think that's a tool issue. I think it's going to happen regardless of how you do it. There we go. Where's the other one? Hey, from VA USA. How's it going? It's going. It's yeah. It's cooling down. I have had an absolutely rubbish week. Yeah, currently mid arguments with many builders and people, and we got defrauded and hacked, and Wi-Fi went down. And what else went wrong this week? New render got damaged by 2 different people. So yeah, it's been a bit of a rubbish week. But that means that next week will be better. Yeah, just one of those things really, isn't it? You love making granny squares, but you hate crocheting them together. I hear the crochet as you go method is good, but I've never used it because I don't tend to do many granny square projects. So give that one a try. Never know, I might change your granny square world. Okay, so that's the head done. Now we're just on to the striping, and that's it. Stuff the head. The head is the only part of this that I stuff. I just use the tails of the yarn to create the stuffing because it is so tiny. The first one of these I ever sold was rainbow, and I didn't like the one I made. I didn't think he looked very good, but he was the first one to go. So I think I'm going to have to make him again at some point. And where do I get the eyes from? Tactile Crafts. I buy in bulk because you get a certain amount of money off depending upon how many you buy. And I tend to buy about 200 pairs at a time. But I think you only have to buy 10 to get the first discount. So depends on how many eyes you want, really. But they send you their certificates if you apply for them. So they've got all of their EN 71, all their Annex C, and I can never pronounce it, Okeotex compliance. That's what I call it anyway. It's probably pronounced differently than that, but I call it Okeotex. But yeah, they've got all of the certificates that they send you in an email, and yeah, it's great. And then you just test them in your toys and voila, you're done. Right. From now on, he is simple. Simple, simple, simple. I'm on your 5th blanket, and it's called Fire due to the colours that are in it. I'm guessing like a red, orange, yellow palette. Or are we going with like black smoke? Just bought the pattern. When your delivery comes tomorrow, you'll make some. And she only brought acrylic yarn with you. I suppose you could make this with acrylic yarn, but I think he looks good with the chenille. You can crochet a hat for her to measure. I make cat ear beanies, so I crochet cat ear beanies. The trouble with crocheted hats is mine don't really have much stretch. And I've never managed to make hats that are the right size. I made a Pride like rainbow bucket hat. I followed the pattern exactly, and it turned out way too small. I was a bit gutted actually because I really liked it, but can't sell it because it's a ridiculous size. I think it's more of a child size, but with an adult diameter. So it's going to take an interesting shape head to get that one to work. Yeah. Okay. I can't remember. Oh no, I think I only do 2. God, it's only been a couple of weeks since I've made one of these, and I already can't remember how to make it. I used to bulk make them, so I had like lots of the same color, but I've decided to change tact and just make whatever the heck I want. Because I couldn't figure out what color sold best, and I could never predict what color sold best. So let's make what I want now. And should have used less teal. Fluffy. There you go. Right, where's my lovely mint? I love this color. Really, really lovely mint green, like really pale pastel mint green. Hugs, hope your arm is not too broken. Take care of yourself and get fully healed, and you can get back making. Yeah, we second that too. Second that to Sharon. I think we can all imagine what it's like when you can't do your hobby. Just not really worth thinking about. This is my calm time. Plus, YouTube is a bit like my new hobby now. So I can't crochet, can't do YouTube. That would suck. Join as you go is very easy and looks so good and keeps everything flat. If you're making for a specific size, remember to calculate the additional rows of joining in your size. Really good tip there. Really good tip. Hello from the States. Hello. You're about to ask about the mini owl pattern. Yeah, he turned out really weird. So, Sammy, were you the person that messaged me on Etsy about an owl pattern? Someone asked me, and I have tried it. It has not gone well, and it got abandoned. Yeah, I will come back to that another time. I think it's going to be less mini, bit more big, because it didn't look right at all. It looked terrible. Yes, ma'am. You were the one that messaged me. Yeah, no, it's on hold, I'm afraid. It did not go well. Okay. How many could you do in the 4 weeks you have free? You mean granny squares, Sharon, or snakes? If it's granny squares, I'm going to say 0 for 2 reasons. One, I need to crochet plushies in this 4 weeks. We are deplete. I don't even know how much inventory we have, but I'm pretty sure whatever I'm thinking, it's probably less. And the second thing is I don't actually know where that yarn is. It's probably under the bed with the rest of my acrylic yarn, but I don't know. And I've had a request from the other half. She wants some of the space under the bed to be cleared, which means I've actually got to use some of that yarn. So I'm going to have to think about what I'm going to do with that over the next few weeks. She specifically requested it so we could put the winter duvet under there. My theory is, and I probably shouldn't be saying this out loud considering she's literally sitting over there, is if I leave it long enough to think about what I'm going to do to clear out some of the yarn, it will then be winter and we'll need to use the winter duvet. So that'll give me until next year. Yeah, I shouldn't have said that out loud. Yeah, I got to figure that one out. Can we not just reboard the loft and put it up there?
I don't care what you do, as long as it's not down my side of the bed or in the wardrobe anymore.
I don't know if you heard that, but the duvet is currently shoved down her side of the bed because I can't cope with it being on my side. Yeah, we don't have much storage in this house at the moment. We're working on it. You're not making an itty bitty in acrylic. It would be too itty bitty. It would be really itty bitty. You could double strand and it would still be quite small. Triple strand? I love double stranding. Everything works up so much faster. I have been double stranding my pigeons and penguins, and they are super cute and sell for an extra £10 on top of what the smaller version does. And I love making them. But they really eat up yarn. It's a great yarn eater. You're sorry. Yeah, sorry about the owl. Soft landing. Yeah. You've ordered some eyes. Excellent. Excellent. Tactile Craft should be giving me commission. No, they're a great company. They really are. I've ordered them from them a few times. I switched recently, actually. It's only this season I've been using their eyes. I used to use Macunia eyes, but which are still UKC. They've still got the compliance certificates, but there's a few people in the Facebook group have had some issues with them falling out. So I switched. I don't want to take any risks. So yeah. Where did I say about from Tactile Crafts is where I get them from. And I think they're great. They're really, really sturdy. But yeah, I've got a whole bunch of Micunia, like the old version of Micunia eyes in the smaller sizes because I just don't use them. I need to sell them really or do something with them because they're just sitting in my house causing problems. What have you got there?
Thank you to the ladies at Preschool.
Oh.
Because that is very much on a timeline.
That's tomorrow's timeline.
Yeah.
So is the kitchen.
Well, yeah, but Luke won't be here.
The dog is on guard. She barks in that position. Echo, say hi. Can you say hi? Can you say hi? Oh, it's tiring. It's tiring being an on guard bear, isn't it? Yeah, she's a little softie, really. All bark, no bite. Yeah. Okay. Not had too much success with double stranding. It seems to be too stiff or holey. The holey thing with double stranding is a bit of a problem. I struggled with that with the triple stranding of the pigeon. It was too holey. So he sits on my shelf now. But the double stranding I can get away with just about. Just about. What Facebook group did I join? It is what's it called? It's called UKCA and CE Marking Handmade Toys Collective. Yeah. Oh, hang on a minute. No, it's not called that. Bear with me. Have they changed their picture? No, that's it. CE and UKCA Mark Soft Toy Support Network. That's them. Oh. I'm trying to cover up my Facebook stuff and getting nowhere. I don't know what I've done. Yeah, that's what it's called. Basically, if you put UKCA, well, CE and UKCA testing into Facebook, it'll come up with loads of things. This one's got a lot of members, and they take everything really, really seriously, which I like. I do. It just sometimes you have a great idea or what you think is a great idea, and they're like, absolutely not. I'm like, damn. Hi. Yeah, she is cute. She's my little doggy. She's a grumpy old lady. Grumpy. Hi, Tiana. Hello. You're missing the live? Never mind. Oh, you got to go to work. Oh, that's worse. Well, you can catch it on replay, and I'll see you soon. But yeah, we're making snakes. I quite like the colour combo. What do you think?
Oh, cute.
Cute? Nope. You're just on the Crochet UK page. Never seeing what others have made. I really like seeing what others have made. I'm just sometimes disappointed when you go to all that effort and you're doing things the right way, and then there's 4 other stalls that haven't done any of the testing or aren't even aware of it, and then nothing happens, nothing comes of it. But I have had trading standards come up to me and look at my stall and my labels and all sorts of other things. So I was the only stall that didn't get told off that day, which is quite nice. but they didn't shut the other ones down from trading. They just made them put up a sign, which technically doesn't void the issue, but I don't know. I know they have shut people down in the past. I just didn't want to take any risks. So we've done it properly. It was just tiresome, really. Bit tiresome. And can I see your dog? Because you missed it. She left. If she comes back, I'll show you her again. But yeah, someone left the room. Therefore, she must follow. They might have food. She's one of those that if something happens, I must have a look and see what you're doing. She'll be back, I hope. You have 2 dogs and 2 cats. I cannot have cats. I am allergic. I'm very allergic to cats, although supposedly I'm very allergic to dogs, but never had a reaction to a dog. Cats. I can tell you when there's been a cat in the room. So, yeah, very allergic. Love it. It's worse. I worked last night and now back again tonight. Closing shift sucks. I'd rather be crocheting. I think we'd all rather be crocheting all the time. I'm yawning. Sorry. I know I've got 4 weeks off, but the list of I wrote out my to-do list. Feels like I'm going to have no time to crochet with the to-do list, and I've had 2 days already, and I think I've only crossed one thing off the list. It has been a busy week, though, to be fair. Yeah, I wasn't 100% sure I was going to be able to get to the live today, and I am going to have to finish it probably after this snake, because our kitchen starts getting renovated tomorrow, and at the moment it looks like a bomb's gone off, and we need to move everything into the lounge, including the fridge and freezer and dryer, but there's nowhere to put anything. So we've got to make space, then move everything. It's going to be a very long night. So yeah, I wasn't 100% sure I was going to get to a live today, but anything to procrastinate, really. Yay for procrastination. It's supposed to take. They are supposed to take it. They don't. They didn't at the event that I was at. I know on a previous event at that venue, they basically shut every single stall down that wasn't UKCA tested. But at the event I was at, literally the next day, you just noticed that everybody had a sign up saying these are not toys, they're not suitable for people under 14 or whatever it is, which doesn't legally override the UKCA marking need. But it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about other people, and there's nothing I can do about trading standards. I only have control over myself and what I provide for my other half's business, because it's her that will get into trouble. I just do the crochet. If I didn't UKCA test things.
Oh, yeah.
She just asked why she's getting into trouble. She just re-entered the room. Oh, the dog's back. Hang on. Ignore the mess. Say hello. Echo. Hey. Wagging a tail. Oh, she's not easy to film. Hey. You say hello. Say hello to the camera.
This is way more of me than you. But
Yeah. That's my dopey dog. There you go.
Big dog.
One dopey dog.
Big dog.
Somehow that happened. Just like your cat, like your dog Buster. My dog is a tricolour cockapoo. She is a show cocker spaniel mixed with a miniature poodle, both of which were gobby, and both of which were bigger than she is. So she's turned out quite small, but with a massive gob. No. And massive paws. Yeah, she's lovely. She's so loving and dopey and grumpy. You're a grumpy girl. Yeah, she's currently getting loved on. You'll love it once it's finished, but you get it. I've forgotten what we're talking about.
Probably the kitchen.
Probably the kitchen, yes. Oh God, the kitchen's gonna be amazing when it's done. When we moved into this house, I didn't think we'd have to redo the kitchen because we were told it was a fairly new kitchen. And actually, the surfaces are not that bad. When you put a glass on a shelf, it shouldn't slide. When you open a cupboard door, it shouldn't bring the whole cupboard off the wall.
Ideally, it shouldn't be melted.
Yeah. Oh, and part of it had melted in a fire. So
Not outright.
none of this was us, just for the record. I did not install this kitchen. I did not set the kitchen on fire. It was all done by the tenants previously. And we just have to repair the damage. There's a lot of rustling going on here, guys.
So look, it's cute.
I know it's cute. It's a lot of rustling. You do feel organisers if events should be checking before. I don't even think half the organisers know the standards, to be honest. There's so many different types of people vending at their markets. I don't think they know the standards. Some of them I've spoken to weren't aware at all. But the insurance, when you get your public liability insurance, when you say you make toys, you have to sign to say that you do it in accordance with the law, which means the testing. So if they're not testing their toys and they have public liability that covers toys, they are probably lying on their insurance. Again, another reason I test them so my other half doesn't get in trouble, because it's not my business. I know it seems like it a lot, and it feels like it sometimes to me, but it isn't mine. I am medical and just the creator of stupid ideas. Cute. You love my videos. Thank you. I do try. I am trying to get a bit better. I'm working on it. I am trying to get some new equipment because I'm having trouble with my lighting. And I can't figure out what I'm doing wrong, because I used to have, in the old house, I used to have stand lights in the conservatory, but there's no room for that in my current yarn room. So my stand lights are currently in storage, and I think I just need to get rid of them and sell them. So I've ordered something which might work. Check out this week's video. I don't even know if it's going to work because I haven't opened it yet. But I've got something that might work. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah. But at the moment, I feel like I can't even film in the day because the light is so uneven. It just makes everything look really dark or really overexposed. And I can't edit it to a point where it looks normal. It just looks weird. So yeah, I'm working on it. I'm trying to get better. I've got no skills or training or anything in videography or photography or any of that. And then the other half, when she's editing it, is looking at it going, what did you do? I'm like, I don't know. I spoke. I turned the light on. Didn't make any difference. So yeah, if you ever see a dark background or an overexposed me, it's because I haven't figured out how to light it yet. So any tips or tricks from any budding videographers or photographers out there are very welcome. I think I've watched about 1 million YouTube videos, but none of them are for regular day vloggers. They're all for like professional people that have, you know, the light in the background and the light in front of you and all these other nice and controlled things. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. That's not who I am. You can't wait to get back into crocheting and knitting again. You're unable to. No, new version of software available. Go away. Go away. Oh no. Trying to update my printer. Hang on. If I press update, is it going to cause problems? Yes. It's going to cause problems. Great. You're unable to do it. Your challenge was to do 365 scrunchies by Christmas. Your little girl is a spaniel cross with a terrier. 365 scrunchies by Christmas. That is totally possible. I did. How many scrunchies did I do in that week in January? I can't remember. There's a video. It was over 100. There's 100 and something scrunchies in 1 week. It is completely possible to heal your arm and still hit your target, in my opinion. I hope, providing you don't hurt yourself in the process. I've been thinking about making another scrunchie video because I actually need more scrunchie stock. We sold quite a few at the last couple of events. They are more popular this year than they were last year, which is great. And I want to put some on Etsy. I just don't know how well they'll do on Etsy. But I am going to go to the effort. We are going to upload them, but that is not my territory. That's the other half's territory. She's the photographer. I just make them. I make them and I deal with the customer service side of it. But if it's an admin or a logistical question, that is not my forte. Crochet, yeah. Love watching me crocheting. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it in shop. I just love crocheting. I love what I do. And he's turning out really cute. I've not done one this color combo before. And I can almost hear my other half rolling her eyes because it means she needs to create a new number. Sure enough, she's rolling her eyes. Because technically he's the same design but a different product. And with the testing, you have to. So I've burnt sausage, like I made sausages and burnt all the sausages of every single color that I have, which means I can then interchange colors easily. But it still means that if I create a different pattern, she has to change the number. So it just creates work for her, but I've decided I don't care. She's still cross. Come on, we didn't have a green one. It's cute. I think he's cute anyway. It's nice to see your videos, as it doesn't have to all be flashy, just being really nice to see a fellow crocheter and seeing how you set up market at these events. Yeah, I'm trying to go for realistic because I'm never going to be one of the professional people. I just won't be. It will never be me. I take what I do seriously, so it's not that I don't take it seriously. I'm just not that person. I like YouTube for more realistic content, so that's what I intend to produce. So you get a bit of a picture of me. And I have so many ideas that have nothing to do with prepping for markets, but I can't do them yet because I have to prep for markets. And that's the annoying thing of providing stuff for your other half to sell. But I have so many other ideas. Stay tuned, says the snake. Yeah. Black. We're on black. Oh God, I've gone a bit. So glad you've got variegated yarn coming. All the color changes would drive me nuts. I've not got variegated chenille yarn anymore. I used to use a sort of a variegated Himalaya dolphin baby yarn was what I had tested. However, there is a yarn with, oh no, hang on, wrong hook. I thought that felt weird. There is a yarn provided by, is it Hobie or Hobby or whatever it is, that is multicolored, that is a chenille yarn that I have the certificates for and I have used in the past and have tested. But there are other colors that I have never tried. So I am thinking of getting some. But probably after this week's video, you'll understand why I haven't. We reinvested some of the money we earned at London Pride into yarn. And I spent a lot of money on yarn recently. Much needed yarn, because I don't have enough, very clearly. But yeah, much needed yarn. You always need yarn. Hello, So Pretty. And oh, I love that. So Pretty and Crochet, but so as in SEW. I like it. Have you tried Business Gateway? They do webinars for free, everything from social media, reels, and much. No, I haven't. I haven't tried Business Gateway. I'd like to figure out how to get my lighting right. That's what I really want. I bought a microphone. It went terribly. It picked up on the fan on my laptop. And I don't really know how to fix that if I'm filming on my laptop with the microphone. Because the fan has to run for the laptop to run. So I couldn't figure out how to fix that because the microphone was so sensitive, it picked it all up and it sounded awful. So I sent that back and I am looking into other microphones. I also want a microphone that you can attach to yourself for when you're outdoors. So that events, the audio will be better. And we get our first YouTube paycheck this month, hopefully. And I fully intend to reinvest it into some equipment. So we have a little bit of money to spend, only a little bit, but we can get a little bit of lighting and then we can look at some microphones, which I'm really excited about. And I also cannot, for love nor money, find my vlogging camera. So if I can't find that, at some point we will need to reinvest and I need another one of those. But yeah, we'll see. Thank you. I've not been able to crochet this week. Has had to increase my meds for a higher Yankee dopey. Oh, you'll get used to them. You'll get used to them, and then when you're feeling better, you can catch up on all the crochet you missed. That's the beauty of titration. You get used to it, and it's just horrible in the first instance. Would I ever do a video about how someone could possibly start a little business in crochet knitting? I could. But if I'm being completely honest, we didn't start with crochet. She started making jewelry. And I helped make the jewelry because I was on maternity leave and wasn't bored, but looking after a newborn baby 24/7 on your own, I needed something to do. So I helped her make all the jewelry to start up her business and then realized I liked doing things with my hands. And when she'd finished all the stuff for the stall and fully stocked the stall, we didn't need any more jewelry. And I was like, I have nothing to do in the evenings anymore. The baby started sleeping in her own cot. And I was like, I have nothing on my lap. The computer games I used to play, so I used to game. When I say game, I mean Minecraft. Let's be serious here. I do not do heavy duty games. But I used to play Minecraft and things like that. And I just couldn't get back into it after having my baby. It didn't satisfy me in the same way that making jewelry did. So that's when I learned to crochet. And then we ended up having so many animals in the house. It got ridiculous. And we couldn't do anything with them because we knew about the testing. And I couldn't do anything with them. Couldn't sell them. Nothing. And so we made a bit of a deal of, well, if I'm going to carry on doing this, then maybe we should do it properly. And she'll put them on the stall. I'm like, okay. Because we just didn't want them in the house. So started doing it properly and it kind of just spiraled from there, really. So it wasn't a plan to set up a crochet business. It kind of happened by accident. So I can give some tips based on what we've learnt. But we never went into this intending to start a business. This was the hobby that went wrong. Very, very wrong. Because if this was my choice, I have a whole host of things I want to be making right now. You miss your dog. I'm sorry. You find it relaxing when you finish the items. It makes you feel inside. I mean, I put them on display. That's how I know I feel done good. And then they all get tossed into a bucket. And as soon as they hit the bucket, they're no longer my problem. That's the rule. Once they're in the bucket, they're her issue, not mine. I only do labeling and stuff for the video. I don't do any of that normally. I do a bit of it for my market vlogs. But yeah, once they hit the bucket, they are not my problem anymore. I just make the stuff. The green snake is very, I know, I've not made this before. He's so cute. I really like him. I kind of wish I'd done the black as brown. I think I'm going to, I've only ever done the striped ones with black to define the colours, because that's what it says in the pattern. But actually, I think this colour would be really nice with a brown. But I've also run out of my dark brown anyway. It would look like a duck. Oh. Oh, apparently it would look like a duck. So maybe we won't do it in brown.
Do it in white.
No, it wouldn't look right in white. Boss says no brown. The other half doesn't know it yet, but you're leaving your acrylic yarn at his house. Oh, poor person. Right, my wife didn't know it, but I was going to have an entire room dedicated to yarn in my new house. She knew it before we moved, let's just put it that way. Because we had to discuss the fact that one of the kids was losing their bedroom so that I could have a yarn room. But by then I'd started YouTube and wanted to carry it on. So I was like, please. And my kids are young, and I think sharing bedrooms is healthy. So I shared a bedroom as a kid, and it never did me any harm. Just a few bruises and tantrums and arguments for approximately 10 years or so. I'm not scarred. Golden brown would look good. There's an opinion here. No?
Yeah, but I don't like brown.
She doesn't like brown. That's probably the problem. Not that it wouldn't look good. The fact that she just doesn't like it. You love creating crochet dragons and octopuses. Really enjoy being creative watching your videos. Thank you. I hate making dragons. I have a dragon. I've made a few. I have a lot of dragon whips because they never really get finished. They get tested, and then when it actually comes to making them to sell, they just don't get finished. I'm terrible at making them. I don't know why though, because it's not difficult. You make the pieces, you sew them together, you sell the product. It's very simple, but I do hate sewing things together. That's usually where I stumble. I am a massive fan of a no-sew pattern. Hence why all of my patterns so far are no-sew. Yeah. I am tempted, though, to purchase the Stingray pattern from Crochet Vision after this week. But I've not had much luck with big stingrays. I sell a lot of little stingrays, but my big ones, I still have one of my originals. They never really sold very well for me. I don't know if it would sell or not, and whether I'm willing to put myself through it for another risk. The octopuses always do good. I've now got 3 different types of octopus that we are going to have on the stall as of a couple of weeks ago. We tested the drift. He passed. He's really, really cute. I've now got, I think, 6 of them to sell. So I want to have that number at least 20 before the next market. Like at least 20 drifts in the inventory. Is my goal. But I can't find my black burnout yarn. It's somewhere. I use that for the eyes. But the 20 mil eyes I bought them specifically to try and see what they look like in a drift. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I will update you on how that goes. You got too many dragons. It's a really easy pattern. What pattern do you use for your dragons? The stingrays were really good. They were. I love that I'm not going to say how many she made because, you know, that would completely ruin the end of her video. She is such a fast crocheter. I don't know how she does it. I'm not that fast. You're a bus driver and you tend to crochet during your breaks and slowly grow in a dragon octopus army to fill the bus. Oh, that's cute. Do you feel just like your little cubby compartment, or do you feel like the whole bus? You love dragons, so you have so many patterns for them and never made one. some of the stuff. They're bigger projects, and I think the problem is at the moment I've got quite a few big items on the stall. So when the other half asks for things, it's usually the smaller items because we run out of them a lot quicker because they sell because they're a cheaper product. So behind me, all of these guys sold out at London Pride. And we had a good number of them as well. So these blue budgies, backwards, do really well. They do better than the chicks. They do better than the yellow-green budgies. They do better than my white chicks. Like, that surprised me a little bit. Right, we've got all 4 of the light greens. It's now tail time. Tail time. Oh. Let's see what this bad boy is going to look like. Any random dragon you like the look of? He's done Fogwell, Luck Dragon, and lots of other dragons. So I've done Winnie the dragon, and I've got a Sakura dragon, and they are the only 2 that I've done little dragons, just trialed and tested, but not actually UKCA tested because I've never sold them. Tried a mini dragon pattern. I hated the shape. Just didn't look right. And I don't know if it's something I did wrong, but I tried following the pattern to the best of my ability. He was asked if you could do 2 cardigans and 2 blankets for twin girls during November. Made you happy? He was asked if you're unable to do them, you have a friend who may be able to do them. Oh, they would be really quick things to make up because babies are tiny. Babies are absolutely tiny. I don't mind doing baby blankets because they don't take as long, she says, knowing that she's got several baby blanket whips on the go. I need to do some form of whip video, I think. No blankets. No. I just got told no blankets.
Well, I'm pointing at you.
May I ask why?
How many blanket whips do you have?
I don't know. She asked how many blanket whips I have. I genuinely have not got a Scooby. Yeah. So far, the driver's spot is full with dragons, and you're slowly using more dragons. Not supposed to fill the rest. Just a random crazy idea. Love it. I like that. Right. If I remember how to do this tail properly. Yeah. Yeah, you don't need to use any stuffing with these guys because the tails of the yarn just mainly do it. And where it's not stuffed very much, it moves better. And we wind them around the cages. It just adds a bit of 3D to the display. Last lot of wool you bought for one ended up making a blanket for one of your sons. I have never made a blanket for one of my children.
Not true.
I haven't finished that one though. The ends aren't woven in.
How?
The other half reminded me I did finish. I almost finished a blanket for the baby we lost, but I never wove the ends in because we lost her before I finished it. And yeah, that's the only baby blanket. I do not have a baby blanket I've ever made for my living children. But then you saw me make the mermaid tail for my daughter, and that went really, really well. She desperately wanted it and then changed her mind when she saw it. I was like, it's exactly what you asked for. No, Mama, no. Kids. You made it. Late, but you're here. You are here. Oh, don't be. It's one of those things, and it was a long time ago. And it's a beautiful blanket that we still have, and I really should weave the ends in. It was a rainbow blanket. It was my very early crochet days. This was before I properly learned to crochet. This was one of the many attempts before I properly took it on. Before I'd even attempted amigurumi. I've lost track of how many rows I've done. That was those two. That was the decrease. That's those two. Right. Another one. Yeah. Your kids are all grown up. That means you've got plenty of crochet time, right? I have to say, no, I'm not looking forward to my kids growing up. I am enjoying them while they're young. And then when they are not so young anymore and don't need me quite so much anymore, I can dedicate more time to things that I enjoy. Like, peeing in peace. Those kind of things. It's the little things you miss, really, isn't it, when you have kids? Yeah. Mine are very, very young, so we have quite a way to go first. No, they want blankets from wool you buy for dragons. So nice wool. And yeah. My friend bought me a 6-pack of really fine wool, and I started a blanket, and actually I love it, but I never finished it. I need to dig that one out because it is really pretty. And when people buy me wool, I really struggle because I never know. I usually like to know what I'm doing with it when I buy it. And so when somebody buys me wool, it's lovely and it's usually really nice wool, but I never know what to do with it. Does anyone else get that? You're sure your kids at 21 and 23 need more attention than when they were kids? Oh, don't say that. So for those who have really grown up kids, at what point do you get your life back? That's the question. My mother is yet to tell me. She watches some of my lives though, and she's watching my videos. So she is supporting, considering she didn't even know how to get YouTube on her TV. She is supporting, bless her heart. She can't figure out how to talk on the chat though. That's one we've got to work out. Yours are 37, 36, and twins at 28. I turned one of those numbers this week. I won't tell you which. Oh, darling, apparently we don't get our life back.
I have heard that.
According to Rosemary.
Why, Rosemary?
Blossom would like to know why. I can give you many answers. Right, one more of these. Oh, we are so close to the end. I hate this bit. It gets so tight and tiny. Oh, yeah. Benefit is they help me back now, so you couldn't do your testing without them. Well, that's something. That's cute. You don't know why your eldest is 26. You have 6 more after him. So still waiting. Maybe 10-ish years before you get your life back. Yeah. I still think you're insane in the loveliest possible way. I like 2 is a lot. Yeah. You put them down and they go in different directions. Which one do you follow? Neither of them answer and neither of them come back. A 15-year-old, an 11-year-old, and a 7-year-old, all high energy and neurospicy like you. I like neurospicy. I find it entertaining and keeps you on your toes. I have no idea if mine are neurospicy or not. You know what? From what I've seen so far, I think they're plain, plain and simple. There has to be some neurospice though. I mean, they've got me and my other half as parents. But yeah, we'll see. They're both really social little bunnies. We are not. We are introverted, like to be at home people. So I don't know where they get their socialism from. Socialism? I shouldn't say socialism, should I? Their social skills from. Probably my mum. And then you worry about your grandchildren. No, grandchildren are my children's problem. Oh, sugar. Although my mum was worrying about my son last night. So maybe that is true. Hang Hang on, we're just finishing the end of the snake. There we go. Right. Or should we use the new scissors again? Ready? I love them. They're great. I will take the advice though and try and use them to cut aluminium, the other ones. See if they sharpen. Have a backup pair. But that snip, it's very satisfying. Hello, you're late. Sorry, which pattern do I use for the snakes? No worries about being late. I use a pattern by Saucy Puffin Crafts called Itty Bitty Snake. It is fantastic. It's a really good pattern. I love it. And I will show you why in just a minute. Because these guys turn out amazing. Just closing the tail and poking in all my ends. Because you don't stuff the body, which is another thing I like about it. Right, let's pull that. And it allows it to be like super bendy, mobile. Not sure what the word is. Flexible, that's the word. Thank you. No, they're always wanting their mum. Grandkids are the best. Yeah, I always find my mum comes to see my kids rather than me now, but that's okay. My kids are awesome, so I get it. Especially at the moment, my eldest has been through a tough 6-month period of tantrums and behavior issues and all sorts, but they tell you about the terrible twos. They don't tell you about the rage of 3-year-olds. It's a thing. It is a thing. They're so furious. But we seem to be coming out the end of that, so that's great. I've seen the loop cardigan set for 0 to 5. You turn it into an adult one. You have a 37-year-old and a 33-year-old boys. I love my boy. Heard a new term, neurosparkly. Neurosparkly? I prefer that. Does that mean neurospicy? Does neurosparkly mean the same thing as neurospicy? You've heard that so many times people ask you who you do it. You always reply, I have no idea. Oh, how you do it. But when I figure it out, you tell them you have one diagnosed neurospicy, possibility of 3 others, but long road. I think the spectrum is so vast these days. Being on that spectrum is not an uncommon thing. Being undiagnosed as well is not uncommon. And to be honest, most people don't necessarily feel the need to have a diagnosis. It's just who you are. Sorry, you may have missed it before. You had to run and sort your cat, Luna. She wanted attention with your yarn. But when you said your crochet items have to get tested, what do they do? It's UKCA testing in the United Kingdom. It's a legal process that has to happen to every single design you make. It's tedious, but we do it. You're 1 of 7, 3 are neurospicy, 2 you have your suspicions. I think it's just another name for neurospicy. Right. These guys are like bendy. I think she ties them in little knots as well. And they weave in and out of the cages. But I love this color combo. It's great. I think he's turned out amazing. There we go. Let's put him. There we go. This is the product of this live. I don't think that's too bad. Created a fair amount of things. Thank you so much for, I'm going to call it body doubling. I really appreciate it. I would stay longer tonight, but I have to go and empty the entire contents of my kitchen into my lounge. I've procrastinated enough. If you liked this live, please hit the like button down below. It really helps get the word out there. And I am hoping to do another live next Sunday around the 6:30, 7 o'clock mark. I will hope to see you there. Otherwise, have a fantastic week. Keep crocheting, knitting, crafting, or resting, or enjoying your holidays or your kids. So whatever you're doing, I hope you have a lovely time and hope to see you next Sunday. Bye, guys.